If they wanted to, they would. Just love yourself. Just think positive. Don't settle. Blah, 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 blah. Some of the most viral advices out there are the ones that are actually keeping you stuck. Let's debunk the aesthetic advice out there that sounds good but doesn't actually work. Let's talk about it.
I feel like a bird. You keeping me happy, you getting me deep. Ask me who my surgeon.
Gotta say the word, keep getting me what I'm looking for. I just gotta tell everybody. I don't wanna keep it on the low. Goddamn, I love her. I love her. Goddamn, I love her.
Hey guys, what is poppin'? It's your girl Tawana, AKT, whatever's been the day, and I'm back with another video. If you're new here, then welcome. We talk about everything growing on this channel, so if that is your vibe, definitely consider subscribing to the channel. And if you are a returning subscriber, thank you so much for tuning to another one of my videos. I love you to the moon and back, as you already know. So, there is a lot of advice out there that sounds empowering, that sounds motivating, that sounds good, until you actually try them in real life. Some of the most viral quotes, advice, and sayings are the actual advices that are keeping you stuck, burnt out, and hurt. So in today's video, I want to break down some of the most popular advices, popular sayings you should not be following, and what to do instead. No sugarcoating, just honest reflection from someone who's tried the cute quotes and realized they don't always work. So let's talk about it. So I've broken this down into 3 main sections and main areas where I feel like people like to buy advice on. And I'm going to start with self-love and confidence. Number 1, cut off anyone who doesn't serve you. Sounds empowering, sounds like you're setting boundaries for yourself, right? Wrong. This kind of advice and mindset can be emotionally immature if not done with reflection. And what do I mean by that? Blindlessly cutting off people as soon as something is wrong is immature, and it shows you're not in control of your emotions. Having a conversation with someone about what they did to you that has got you in this emotional state, having that discussion, having that conversation is the mature route before making that instant decision to cut them off. What you need to do is learn real boundaries before burning out. Evaluate the situation. Don't just eject. Don't just remove yourself. Don't just cut off the person. If someone has done something wrong to you and you feel some type of way, address that. Evaluate that situation first. Even if that means having the uncomfortable conversation you don't want to have. And once you've done those steps, then make your decision. Has the person showed you this is just who they are and it's going to keep on happening, they're not genuinely sorry for their actions, then absolutely cut them off. We don't need repetitive behaviors in our life. However, this person could be genuinely sorry and had made a genuine mistake and is now going to learn from that conversation you've had. It doesn't make sense to just be cutting off people without having a conversation. However, if this is already a repetitive pattern and you've seen this person is doing this again and again and again, then yeah, cut that person off. Number 2, just think positive. This right here is toxic positivity, and I actually hate shit like this. I am a big believer in processing your emotions, whether that be negative or positive ones. But this advice right here, just be positive, it invalidates real emotion. What I'm going to need you to do, instead of just thinking positive, is to practice emotional honesty and self-compassion. If you feel like shit, you feel like shit. If you're pissed off, you're pissed off. If you're angry, if you're frustrated, if you're sad, these emotions are all real and they are all valid. However, instead of just thinking positive like these emotions don't exist, I'm going to use to own that you're upset, own that you're pissed off, own that you're annoyed, own that you're frustrated, and process that, and then move forward. Don't dwell on these emotions. Don't let them hog up your entire week, your entire month, but literally process them and move on. Number 3, quit your job and chase your dreams. I've seen a few videos, especially on TikTok, about this, and me personally, I think this is bad advice. Why would you do that? Like, seriously. Especially in this current climate. We're in a cost of living crisis right now. So where is the logic in just quitting a job that so many other people would want to go and chase your dreams? And I'm not saying don't change your dreams, that's far from what I'm saying. However, I do know a 9 to 5, especially in today's day and age, is not for everyone. I understand that. But just waking up one day and just quitting your job to go chase your dreams with no real plan is bad advice, plain and simple. What I would like you to do instead is not to forget about your dreams, but to build a bridge while you still have stability. No one wants to struggle in this life, so make a plan, and go all in. And before I can hear some people saying, oh, but my dream is to be this or is to be like, if your job is to go from one job to another job, I'm not saying don't pursue that, especially if something on the table where you can get into that industry. This is probably best for someone who's trying to like get out of the 9-to-5 run completely and be an entrepreneur or run a business or start a business or etc, etc. I feel like if you don't have a steady foundation, something that can still pay your bills, something that's still gonna allow you to live life whilst you're chasing your dreams, just getting up one day and quitting your job and taking that risk doesn't really make sense. And I feel like that's a bad advice from anyone if they are giving that out to you. I'm chasing my dreams as a YouTuber, but I'm not going to get up and quit my job today to go in and do YouTube full-time. It's not there yet. So I'm going to build it while it's part-time. And when it does get to a level where it is full-time, then I may consider to leave my job. Number 4, and this one makes me laugh because I hear a lot of people say this, especially in the wellness field of things. Wake up at 5 a.m. or you'll never be successful. That's a lot of bullshit. Like honestly. Not everyone is built the same. Not everyone has the same rhythm. Not everyone functions the same. So for someone to come and tell you, oh, if you're not waking up at 5 a.m., you're never going to be successful, you don't understand how everybody is different and functions in different manners. Discipline does not equate to a specific time. Discipline is discipline. Whether you have it at 5 a.m., 6 a.m., 9 a.m., or 10 a.m., it doesn't matter. This 5 a.m. structure will work for some people and they will flourish. However, it won't work for some, i.e. myself. That's not to say that the 5 a.m. will not work for you. Definitely give it a try, definitely give it a go, see how it feels. But if you feel like it's not for you, don't force it. It's just not for you. Instead, create a routine that works for you. Don't try and follow the algorithm because 5 a.m. morning routines are trending at this time on TikTok. Figure out what works for you and stick to it. That is the real definition of discipline. I am a 7 a.m. babe. I stick to that and it works. Someone who has a 9-to-5 and does YouTube on the side, / content creation. It works. I'm still able to do what I need to do, as well as get enough time to eat, sleep, rest, and repeat. Figure out what works for you, stop copying everybody else, and stick to what works for you. That is how you will build your success. That is how you will see results. Not by waking up at 5 a.m., especially if you hate it. So this one, number 5, is a funny one. I've been hearing this one a lot, especially when it comes to relationships. If they wanted to, they would. I have to laugh, I do. This applies sometimes, but not all the time. And I think that's what a lot of you are missing. I think some of you think this is as simple as being black and white, and it's really not. So let me just ask you a question. If you had unlimited resources, as in like everything you ever wanted, so you could do whatever you wanted in this life, I promise you, you would do more for the people around you, i.e. your parents, family, friends, siblings, whatever, than you currently do right now. Does that mean your mom could say things like, oh, if my daughter wanted to, she would? No. I know if you had the resources, you would bless your mom and give her every single thing she asks for. And for anybody else in your life. But that doesn't mean you wouldn't do it. It's just you don't have the resources to do so. That same mindset applies for anything else. Just because someone hasn't done something for you doesn't mean they wouldn't do it for you. They might just not have the resources, they might not just have the time, they might not have certain things. So it's not that simple as black and white as people on social media make it out to be. However, what I'm gonna need you to pay attention to is learn people's patterns, learn people's habits, people's phrases. If someone truly doesn't want to do something for you, whether they have the resources or not, it will show again and again and again. And as long as you put up with it, then if that is the case and you're seeing these repetitive behaviors, these repetitive habits, these repetitive phrases, you know that this applies. However, for the first one-timers, it doesn't apply, and you don't need to stop following people's advice who are saying this. You don't need to learn to take the sense out of the nonsense, okay? So moving on to the next section, I'm going to be touching on advices that I think are bad advices in regards to relationship. And definitely feel free to comment down below if you agree or disagree with anything that I'm saying. I am open for discussions about these things, so definitely leave a comment down below. So moving on to relationships, the first one I have is, if it's meant to be, it will happen or it will come back. I know this sounds poetic, maybe to some, but this will often keep you emotionally stuck because deep down you haven't allowed for closure, and deep down in your head you kind of want that person to return, so you will remain emotionally open and attached to that individual because there's a sense of hope that if it is right, it will come back, that per se. But instead of doing that, I'm gonna need you to accept closure, even without a comeback. If something is finished, let it finish. If it ignites down the line, we don't know that. We don't even know what tomorrow's gonna hold. But you holding on to the idea that potentially this is going to come back is bad advice. If it ended, whenever it ended, it wasn't aligned with the person you are. And that's okay. Let it go and you proceed with your life moving forward. But don't hold on to the idea that it could come back or it could ignite. That's not healthy advice. Number 2, my favorite one, don't settle, and nor should you. But I feel like some people are confusing not settling with chasing perfection. Instead, what I'm gonna need you to do is to not settle. Never settle in this life, but do grow your standards from a healed place, not a defensive one. Perfectionism doesn't exist, not in yourself and not in anybody else. Don't settle for stuff you wouldn't want in your life, but don't look for perfectionism in someone, especially when you don't even look for perfectionism in yourself. Nor should you, actually. Nobody's perfect, not you, not him, not her, not anybody. So stop with the unrealistic standards and classing them as you're not settling. Okay? Great. Number 3, make them chase you. Are we 5? Are we kids? Are we playing it? Are we playing tag? Like, I don't understand where this whole chasing thing came from. It's immature and it's very, very childish. Why are we playing games? Especially when you're trying to build something serious, like a relationship. If you're here for the fun and games, then by all means take it over there. But I'm talking to the women and the people who genuinely want to have a relationship, a serious relationship with someone and build something with someone. This whole chasing games thing or making them chase you is bad advice. You're playing games instead of building genuine connections. And you're also building a toxic cycle. Ain't nobody got time for toxicity over here, especially not on my channel. What I'm gonna need you to do instead is practice reciprocal energy. Be soft and self-respecting. Whatever that person is giving you, reciprocate it. If they are genuinely interested in you and you see their seriousness and they're putting in effort, why are you holding back? Oh, because you want him to chase you. If that man is emotionally intelligent and is mature enough, he will move and stop dating you. Because that's fucking childish. Reciprocate energies. If he's being distant, ignoring, long hours text, he seems like he's playing games, most like he is, don't entertain it. But this whole, oh, make him chase you is fucking immature. And if you are entertaining that kind of advice, you need to grow the fuck up. No, I'm not sorry. Number 4, you complete me. I feel like a lot of this comes from these hopeless romantic films that we see or that we've grown up to read and watch on TV. But please don't let these romantic films fool you. Seriously. This is dangerous advice. Yes, dangerous. Essentially, what you're doing here is relying on someone else to make you whole, which is a red flag, a red card. Instead, what I'm gonna need you to do is build a relationship with yourself. Learn to love yourself more than anyone else can love you. Fill up your cup. Pour into yourself before getting into any kind of relationship with someone else. Let love add to what it is you already love and pour into yourself, not fill it. Okay? So the last section I'm going to touch on is self-love and confidence, which is what my channel is all about, so why the hell not? And the first one is just love yourself. I feel like I have also said this in my videos. However, I do try to give as much context as possible so you can understand what I actually mean. But I feel like people throw this around meaninglessly without actually giving anybody or anybody context. People just say, just love yourself, like you flip a fucking switch and that's it. When that's far from the truth. It's a fucking process. Sometimes a long one, especially if you have a lot of hurt, a lot of trauma, a lot of things to heal from. So many people on here don't cover the depth of the journey you're going to go through when you start your self-growth, your self-love, any kind of healing journey. And that it can be hard. Just love yourself is not that simple as it sounds. It's a process. It's a journey. And some will be longer than others. But your journey is your journey. And when you get through that journey, however long it takes you, you'll be so proud of yourself that you did pour and execute it to the end. But here's what I want you to do instead. Constantly show up for yourself. Take action. Forget about the aesthetics. Self-trust builds self-love. So every single time you show up for yourself, you are building that trust within yourself, which is going to allow you to love yourself even more and enjoy the journey, because it will be a long, hard, lengthy one. 2, confidence is loud. Confidence is unapologetic. Wrong. This is a more of an extroverted kind of confidence, I would say. And I for one don't feel like I behave like that for someone who describes themselves as confident. This kind of confidence is not for everyone. It's not for every type of person out there. Not everybody is loud and unapologetic when they show off their confidence. If you are trying to build confidence, don't have this expectation in your head. Don't feel like that's how you have to behave or how you have to act. If that's not who you are, that's not who you are. I'm very much an introvert and I don't feel like I'm loud when I showed my confidence. I'm very quiet, but that doesn't mean I don't have confidence. So get rid of that expectation, get rid of the images you have when you see confidence. There's no image to confidence. You just know when you're confident in yourself. You feel it when you speak to people, when you're in the room, when you know what you're talking about. When people approach you, you know, your body chucks, everything will show your confidence. It's not about being the loudest in the room. Let that go. Instead, learn that confidence can be quiet too. It's knowing your value, even when you're not performing, even when people are not, like you're not on stage or in front of a camera like myself. You just know you're confident. It's embedded in you. That's confidence. Number 3, no one will love you until you love yourself. This is very harmful and this is very untrue. My channel pushes out the whole idea of self-love and the importance of self-love. And don't get twisted, self-love is very, very important. But the next time someone says that phrase to you, I want you to remember these people. Your mom, your dad, your siblings, your best friend, cousins, aunties, grandparents, and so on. These people love you regardless. Whether you fully love yourself, whether you're working on loving yourself, or whether you don't, these people still love you. People can love you while you're still learning to love yourself. They can even aid in that journey because they're showing you that they value you for you without any of the changes. So the next time someone says this to you, don't take that advice. Instead, continue to learn loving yourself. Continue to learn to love yourself enough so that you choose relationships that support you on this journey, on your growth, and not distract you from it. Choose people that will love you for your imperfections regardless and want to see you succeed, not people holding you to a crazy expectation because you're on this self-love journey. Now, am I saying go get in a relationship? No, because not everybody want to be in a relationship with someone who probably doesn't love themselves. Do you know what I mean? Like, everybody's different. However, if you genuinely are on this journey and you genuinely meet someone who loves you for you, regardless of if you're in the middle of the journey or not, then allow them to. But don't hold on to this idea that no one will love you because you don't love yourself or you're not fully there yet. Last but not least, fake it till you make it. So this one, hit and miss, because I feel like I understand where people come from when they say fake it till you make it. However, I feel like there's a side where people literally take it in as context. Fake it till you make it is useful short term, not long term, not for the whole of your life. Because you're going to burn out. You're going to get tired of constantly having to fake it for or put on this performance for everybody. It can also make you become emotionally avoidant, especially if you're on a journey you've never been on before. I'm going to give you an example. So whether you are on a new journey, whether that be content creation, whether that be starting a business, becoming a boss babe, or even your self-love journey, there's going to be aspects that you're going to have to fake because you've never done it before. So because you've never done this before, it kind of feels like you're faking it a little bit. You've never been a businesswoman before. You've never had a business before. You've never loved yourself before. You've never been a content creator before. So all of this is new to you. So essentially, you're going to have to kind of fake it till you make it, if that makes sense. Which is why it's useful short term. However, as you continue to grasp and continue to learn and kind of fall into this role full time where you're no longer faking it, that is what I'm talking about. If you feel like you have to continue to fake it for the rest of your life, that's bad advice. Bad advice. Red card. Instead, which I prefer this saying anyway, face it till you make it. This is real confidence. This is real courage. This is not you pretending. This is literally you actively on this journey, building, facing it head on to achieve the goals you're trying to achieve. Whether that be starting a business, content creation, whatever. And as you get into that role full time, you no longer have to fake it because you're living your dreams live in the flesh. You're becoming that woman that you want to become. You are building that confidence you've always wanted to have. So there's no need to fake it anymore because you've got to the level or you've achieved your goal that you've wanted to achieve. And that's by you facing it. You're facing the journey that you're about to take that you've never taken before. Yeah, we got a little bit of faking it. Can't lie. Like, I've never done a YouTube before. I sit on this camera and talk like I've been doing YouTube for 10 years. I haven't. I've been doing YouTube consistently for a year and a half. So, does that mean I'm faking it to be a YouTuber? Absolutely. Because I want to talk to you like I've got a million followers, a million subscribers. However, as I continue to actually fall into this role, it will become natural. It will become second nature. It will just be me, who I am. So I won't be faking it anymore. So the fake it till you make it, it's useful for short term, but don't let it take over your life. Don't feel like you have to fake everything about you and who you are and lose who you really are just for whatever journey you're going on. Because the cracks will show. the inconsistencies will show, and we will see. People will see. Trust me, some people are like FBIs on there. They will see the cracks, and they will see that you're fake, and then you don't make it, or you make it for some short period of time and then you break down because it's not who you really want to be, it's not who you love, or it's not what you want to do, rah. Okay, so fake it till you make it. It's a short-term tactic that can work, but don't let it get long-term because all hell will break loose. Okay, at the end of the day, not every piece of advice is meant for you or meant for the season that you're in. Your glow up doesn't come from following trends. It comes from learning yourself and making choices that feel true, not just popular. So if any of these gave you a new perspective, make sure you like, comment and subscribe, and definitely drop advice in the comments that you think people need. And if you haven't already, definitely follow me on my other platforms because I post on there every single day, whereas on YouTube I only post on here once a week. And remember, this is your glow up era. It's gonna take some time, and it's definitely gonna take more than just Pinterest quotes to get you there. Okay, now if you love these kind of videos, definitely like and comment and subscribe as I previously mentioned, and I will definitely, most definitely catch you in my next one. Okay, love you, bye.